core, or especially if we've come from a different culture, is that's what we know best. So that must work for everybody. So we try to bring that into the equation when it may not be the right thing to do. So obviously self-awareness. A lot of my guests talk about that need for the leader to be self-aware of their own behavior and influence on their teams. Would you agree in your setting that's the case?
Yes, I agree. But we need to stand everyone on the same point that to build that leader that you need in order to advance, it will take some time. No one is born a leader immediately. So if we put for examples, execution of projects, Kaizens or value stream analysis, your leader might suffer a little bit at the beginning because maybe he doesn't know that he has the skills of a leader and he's afraid to externalize them. But after some mistakes that as a sensei, you let him do the mistakes so that he can learn by doing. Of course, you avoid the big ones, right? But when he learned the mistakes by learning by doing, then you will start seeing this leader that I completely agree with you. That is the one that is going to help you to move the mindset from the people to walk exactly to your main objective, that it will be the Hoshinkanri of the company. But if you don't have that one within the culture of the factory that you're implementing, the service that you're doing, then it will be very difficult. As foreigner in one country, you cannot be the leader of them. You need to be the guider of them. And then you need to be your own leader.
That's important. That's an important distinction, right? You're a guide versus a leader. And I think that's an important distinction. I heard you say one time in not in this conversation, but I've seen it on a post you did on LinkedIn where you talked about the value stream map of emotions as it relates to implementing lean. So tell me a little bit about that, because I think that's really interesting.
Yes, that's a term that I got. I think it will be a recycling term from a sensei that I had back in El Salvador. They were always showing us a chart of your emotions or how your emotions will feel every time that you go through lean. And they were telling you that it's basically like when you're starting a relationship or when you get married, that at the beginning everything is happening, you go good, you see good numbers, then you get onto a rocket start because you see maybe that nothing has changed. But if you are managed to do good adjustments, then you will know that she's the partner of your life and you need to stay with it. So it's a little bit like that with lean. So the value stream of emotions with lean is at the beginning, let's say that you go to a process that maybe have never had an improvement using an A3 thinking, and you implement it, and you will see huge results on the KPIs. You will have a lot of people that is trained. You will have a lot of results in quality. You will have decrease on lead time of 50%. Even you can see cost of 30 to 40%. And those are the first times. So everyone is happy about it. So that value stream starts with a lot of happiness from the beginning. Well, I will say with a lot of doubts because you're learning. Then when you learn a little bit, then you start implementing and then you see the results and you get very happy. But as long as you keep going, like I said, if it's not part of your culture, then you're not going to fight too much improvements because you're not going to be able to see. I mean, learning to see the famous book, right? So you're not going to be allowed to see what else to do. And you're going to enter a state of frustration that it will tell you that maybe lean is not the way. But after you start digging deeper and wider, or you make different analysis, or you invite more people that has a different mindset than you to help you to find more things, then you will say, no, I was mistaken. Lean is the way. And then you will continue on that path.
That's very, very interesting analogy. I like the way that you think about that. And we all go through these valleys of highs and lows. And it's important to always keep the end mind goal in mind, so you can work towards that. And that's kind of what I'm hearing from you there.
Yes.
Let's talk about that cultural difference and misunderstanding and how that potentially changes the outcome of projects. When you have that cultural, I'm going to use the term cultural clash, whatever that may be. Specifically, I think I've seen you talking about your experience with the hospital and how that cultural clash came to be. Tell us a little bit about that story. If you're getting value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit subscribe, and please leave me your comment because I'm always anxious to hear from them and I will answer every comment.
Yes, you know that was a very exciting story. When I started teaching in Nha An Hospital here in Vietnam, in the center of Vietnam, well, more a little bit up than the center, I remember that I went to that event. It was an event, maybe there were like 25 doctors around, experts in what they do. I don't even know how to take care of myself, but they are able to save lives. So it was a little bit stressing that they are experts in what they do and I'm experts in what I'm doing. So I'm not part of experts of the process. It's funny. You start applying the methodology how it's intended to. You start applying an A3. You define why you want to improve or your burning platform. You go to your situation, your current situation, to your future so that you can compare. And you go through every single step of problem solving resolution. And it's basically the same formula that you need to do, but with different tweaks along the way because it's a different process. So in this case, cultural wise, I will say that it was a little bit difficult to try to teach the methodology in the mindset of a doctor because, again, with no bad intention intended, but doctors, they are very expert in what they do. They are saving lives. I mean, for me, that's amazing. And when you have the power of saving life, if you're not saving a life, then for you it's like you're not working, right? And I get it, and I get it. I fully get it. But when they understand that what you're doing is going to optimize the way on how they are saving lives, they are able to understand and they pay attention. But at the beginning, like I said, if you don't find that tweak of the purpose of that 3P, they have the process, they are experts in the process, they manage people, and they are people, and they cure people. And then you find the main P with the purpose that you explain to them that it will be easier, faster, they can say more people, the tech easier, make them more happy or customer satisfaction, they get it.